On May 12, 2020, India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitaraman has announced Rs 20 lakh crores as economic relief package. Be that as it may, none of us got any single rupee. Do we truly going to get profited by this bundle? Let's decode this huge package announced in India in this video. So this package is mainly divided into 5 parts. The first part of it, which is 5.94 lakh crores, was announced on the first day. On the second and third day, 3.1 lakh crores and 1.5 lakh crores are announced respectively. Also under the fourth part, which is 1.92 lakh crores, which was announced in the month of March, is also included here. And the final part, which is 8 lakh crores, which was announced by the Central Bank of India, which is the Reserve Bank of India, is also included here. In India, any strategy or policy regarding the economy is taken by the Ministry of Finance and the Reserve Bank of India. These two are the main bodies. The Ministry of Finance controls the economy by using fiscal policy, and the Reserve Bank of India controls the economy by using monetary policy. Under fiscal policy, there are two main tools to control the flow of the economy. One is taxes, which is direct taxes and indirect taxes. The other is spending or expenditure through government schemes. The main tools of monetary policy are cash reserve ratio, SLR, repo rate, reverse repo rate, and etc. The finance minister and the RBI uses these tools to control the flow of money in the market, which in turn helps the RBI to control the inflation and liquidity in the economy. Let's decode this economic package starting with Rs 8 lakh crores, which was announced by the RBI. The RBI decided to give these 8 lakh crore rupees as loans to the nationalized banks, private banks, and NBFCs, which are non-banking finance companies. Banks in turn need to pay the interest amount to RBI, which is commonly called as repo rate. Now banks uses this money to give loans to individuals and private companies with a bit higher interest rate than repo rate. But these interest rates provided by the banks would be lesser than the interest rates provided by them before the pandemic. The whole idea of this is to increase the flow of money in the society. Because of less interest rates, people will tend to lend more and spend more. This in turn results in increase in demand, which in turn increases production and also new employment generates. Thus the kickstart of the economy can be achieved. But this does not work in a practical way, because all the public and private banks have huge depositors' money. They don't really need this money from the RBI. Also, without any collateral or sureties, no bank will lend the money. So less interest rates might attract the above middle and rich class people, but not others. So this package announced by the RBI is useful only to a certain sections of the people. Now let's look into the package announced on the first day, which is 5.94 lakh crores. Here the major portion of it, which is 3 lakh crores, are allotted to micro, small and medium enterprises. Under fiscal scheme, banks are going to give loans to these MSMEs without any collateral or sureties. As we all know that MSMEs are the backbone of the developing nations like India. The next important Rs 90,000 crores are given to the DISCOMs, which are private power distribution companies. These companies went on debt because of this lockdown, as many of the large and small scale industries are closed. The third important announcement made by the Government of India in this 5.94 lakh crores is that it will support the employees who earn less than 15,000 rupees per month. Their Employee Provident Fund (EPF) will be paid by the Government of India itself, so that the liquidity is increased among the people. Also, the EPF has been reduced from 12% to 10% for people who earn less than 15,000 rupees per month. Also, the Government of India have reduced the income taxes for this financial year. Only 75% of tax is collected from people under TDS and TCS. For this, the Government of India is going to lose Rs 90,000 crores from its revenue. This is also added here. In the second part of 3.10 lakh crores, the huge amount of 2 lakh crores are released to farmers who hold the Kisan credit cards. These farmers are going to get loans with less interest. But this decision was taken before the pandemic, but later added here. Also, the Government of India have announced Rs 3,500 crores to supply food grains to migrant workers for 2 months, which are for April and May. These funds are given to respective state governments. Besides this, the Government of India has announced Rs 30,000 crores to NABARD as emergency working capital, and also Rs 70,000 crores to housing loans. And the third part of the package, which is Rs 1.5 lakh crores, are allotted to improve infrastructure in agricultural sectors. In the fourth part, they already announced Rs 1.9 lakh crores on March 27, 2020 are included. All the money under this part will directly help the people of India. Some of them are 3-month free ration, direct transfer of Rs 500 to women having Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana accounts, Rs 2,000 transfer to farmers enrolled in PM Kisan scheme. Also, the physically challenged people, older citizens and widows are going to get 1,000 rupees each. and 3 months free gas cylinders to certain sections of the people. These schemes will help economically weaker sections for some extent, and for such a vast country with huge population, these funds are not enough. Until date, only the MSMEs and other sectors have received the money. So the question has to be raised, where is the money promised by the government to the people of India? Write down your opinion under the comment section below and let us know what you think.